we can't get any closer than 100 meters legally to our humpback whales. So we're going to keep our distance. Now these guys do change directions quite frequently, so all of a sudden you see a group of whales come straight towards you or go right under you. Now competition groups are a lot of fun to watch. We see some crazy behaviors. These guys are really jousting, they're fighting for the affection of a female, and it's kind of like a wrestling match. So you'll have the female in the lead and then a couple of big males really ramming into each other. Sometimes they'll So when they're at the surface, it's kind of hard to tell who's who, but that chin lift, that was probably a male. That's a signature display. Oftentimes we'll see the primary escort really trying to keep his spot. So we'll have the female, and then the biggest male, or the primary, is the one closest to her, trying to maintain that escort position. Now his spot is coveted, so these secondaries or challengers do want to keep that position or take over. So they're really battling. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like 4, possibly 5 whales here. So it looks like that's the female in front. Definitely 5 whales. Super awesome. The whale in the front of the group there has an interesting tail fluke. So while we're watching the comp group, that's one of the ways that we can really tell who's who. We're just trying to pace these whales as they move down the shoreline here. Again, whale etiquette, it's not good whale etiquette to chase directly behind a group of humpback whales. We don't want to chase them or harass them or make them feel like they're stressed out in any way. So the boat traffic out here, we do our best to stay off to the periphery, off to the sides of these groups. Now this competition group can go on all day with any number of whales joining or leaving the pod. 1,000 of them alive, which is not good news for any population of whales. But researchers started realizing that our whales were incredibly important and worthy of protection. So the Marine Mammal Protection Act was established in 1973, prohibited the touch, take, harm, or capture of our humpback whales. Compression dive, get him! Nice job. In 1986, the International Whaling Commission put a moratorium on whaling. So most of the countries on Earth have stopped whaling. We actually just had some good news last month. Iceland is one of the last countries on the planet that still practices whaling, and they've decided that they're going to stop all whaling practices by 2024. As they're on their feeding grounds. So while our whales are feeding up north, they can eat several tons of food per day. Oh no! Ooh, bubble blowing. That's definitely a male. So our females tend to be a little bit larger than our males. They tend to have nicer skin. Our males, as they fight and battle throughout their lives, tend to get kind of scratched and scarred up. Whale number 3 coming in, charging from behind. So these competition pods can get really intense. Again, these behaviors can last for a very long time. And the dynamic does change on occasion. So when we have another whale that joins the group, sometimes the rules change. Somebody gets kicked out, gets beaten up a little bit. Again, we do have to be mindful of our approach limit here, so we're just going to try to stay on the side here. If they do change directions, we'll try to put them on the other side of the boat, but this is the way we've got to go for right now. we don't always see competition groups. This behavior doesn't happen every day. You guys hear them breathing? So intense. Our humpback whale's lungs are enormous. Yeah, chin slap. Get him. Nice job. Their lungs are so big you could sit inside of them. That doesn't mean that they're starving. They are, in fact, metabolizing their blubber layer. So while they're up on the feeding grounds in the summer, they'll put 7 or 8 inches of blubber on. While they're down here, they'll metabolize that. By the end of the season, we'll see some skinny whales.
Where are you guys from? Oh, okay.
So here we go, they're back up. So again, oftentimes we'll see bouts of energy followed by a period of rest. And again, that's because our whales aren't feeding while they're here. So they do need to take some time and be pretty calculating about some of the moves they're making. So they're burning a lot of energy, especially during these competition pods. So they're really fighting for that female's attention. And a lot of that's happening below the surface. So they're really battling, ramming into each other. Compression dives, which is really landing hard on a whale below them. And then sometimes we'll even see them using their barnacles that grow in their jaw plates to scrape up and down on top of other competitive whales. So it does get really intense. Now, they're not out to kill each other. They are just out to impress that female. Now, sometimes when our female chooses a winner, what'll happen is it takes a few minutes for the rest of these competitive males to
diving next to them. I'm wondering how many of them are under it right now. Somebody is helping them. Oh, see that? The bubbles. Yeah, that's what I think too. That was awesome. Thank you, Rick. I see the binoculars. Yeah. Okay, I think that means that they're moving. On the move, but just in case. Oh wow. Tail, baby. Tail.
down below. So he just came over to check you guys out. This whale watch just turned into a people watch. He's looking at you.
Hi, buddy.
That's awesome.
Hi, buddy.
Tiny little baby.
Look, he likes the little baby.